The Queen of Unforgiveness. Mrs. Adara was a wealthy social media influencer. Known for her lavish lifestyle and generosity to those outside her family, she had built an empire of businesses, and her online presence was filled with posts about her philanthropy and kindness to strangers. However, beneath the surface, Mrs. Adara harbored a deep-seated grudge against her family members. She had been hurt by her relatives in the past, and she couldn't forgive them. She would often recount the mistakes and hurts inflicted upon her, and her unforgiveness would grow with each passing day. When her niece Neoma approached her for a job at one of her companies, Mrs. Adara's response was cold and calculating. She listed all the reasons why Neoma wasn't qualified, and then proceeded to recount the many times her mother had wronged her. "I'm sorry, Neoma," Mrs. Adara said, her voice devoid of empathy, "but I just can't give you a job. Your mother and I haven't seen eye to eye for years, and I don't think it's a good idea to mix family with business." Neoma was devastated, but she tried to understand her aunt's perspective. However, as time went on, she realized that Mrs. Adara's unforgiveness was not just limited to her mother. She had a pattern of behavior where she would hold grudges and transfer them to the children of those who had wronged her. As a result, Mrs. Adara's family members began to distance themselves from her. They felt hurt and rejected by her actions, and they didn't understand why she couldn't forgive them. One day, the entire family decided to take a stand and move on with their lives. They pooled their resources, and with a newfound sense of determination, they started their own businesses. God blessed their endeavors, and soon they were thriving. Neoma's business took off, and she became wealthier than her aunt. Other family members also found success, and they began to rebuild their lives. Meanwhile, Mrs. Adara's empire began to crumble. The people she had helped outside her family began to forget about her, and her social media following dwindled. She was left alone, with no one to praise her or acknowledge her good deeds. As she looked around at her family members' success, Mrs. Adara felt a deep sense of shame and regret. She realized too late that her unforgiveness had cost her the love and support of her family. In the end, Mrs. Adara was left to ponder the consequences of her actions. She had let her hurt and anger consume her, and now she was paying the price.